the Havelock team, of course, here in the studio with us this morning, and we're all looking forward to the match on the 22nd. That's Saturday. It's of course an under the lights rugby match, and MTV Sports will be there to cover it. Amaya, in fact, will be there to make sure that she's got what's happening on the field on the day. But back to the gentlemen. We were talking about Navy having won the league already with one match to go. They've obviously been a pretty strong side this time around, but what's your take on how Navy has been playing and performing over this league, Rajiv?
Well, they were performing really well, and also I think they were up to their best, but we don't take it as a big thing, of course, because we know our potentials and we know their strength and their weakness, so we will definitely work on their weakness and we will come up with a new plan, and definitely I think our head coach might give a big exposure for the boys how to beat them, and we're looking forward.
Okay, and you don't want to give away too much of the game plan right now. 2 days before the match, you don't want to tell them, we know your weaknesses, but honestly though, what do you think about their performance over the last few weeks, and how have they fared?
You know, Navy's one of those teams that's unpredictable. You know, from the scores that I've heard, you know, they're down to a team on the first half, and then second half they come back, and the margin between them and that team is, you know, it's big. So, you know, but rugby is a funny game. Yeah, the team that turns up on that day, you know, ready to play, eager to win, you know, that's the team that normally comes out on top. You could be a great team, you could be, you know, the best team in the league, but if a team that, you know, just turns up on the day ready to play, you know, not fearing the other side, you know, those are the teams that normally just come out on top because they stick to their basic game plan. They just play basic rugby and, you know, enjoy it.
So Darshana, are you that team?
Yes, definitely. I think last year also we showed that. Definitely this year we are going to finish off the season on a high. So, yep.
Okay. Another thing that's very important about the Havelock team is that, like I said, it's not just the international players you have. You've got some really big, strong, heavyweight national players on your team as well. You've got Sandun Herat, the winger, who's got the highest number of tries in this season. You've got Chamra Dabre, you've got fly half Niroshan Fernando, and there are many more. So let's talk about the other players on your team. I think, Dhiran, maybe you want to talk about the other players also.
Yeah, we've got, like I said earlier, we've got some good international players and a few national players as well. But the find for us is that we've got some good young talent with the squad this year. So I believe that it will be a good, future for them in blocks.
Mm-hmm. Rajiv, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, as he said, I think most of our players are just under 24 guys who have been just left school, and as he said, we got Sandun Herat. He is, I think, for the moment he has scored highest number of tries. Chamra Dabre is both the national win three quarters, as well as when you take the front row, Hindi Terrence, Sudarshan Mututantri, Anuran Gopalpola, Shan Patirana, Shahrukh Fernando, and also unfortunately Shanal Dias is, I think, is one of the best forwards in the country. He has left for his personal reasons. He was being with us, and he himself, Dhiran Mututantri, is just 23 years old. So we got a bunch of young talent with us. So it's the time to look forward, because I think Havelock is a club who have been playing rugby since, I think, it's very close to 100 years now. And also I must thank the management, the president, and also the sponsors who have been supporting for bring us to this level.
Mm-hmm. Paula, what's it like to work with obviously you've got people like Sudarshana on your team, so lots of young players, and obviously some of them are straight out of school, propelled into, you know, rugby sevens glory and so on. So how does it work to kind of chisel them and man them up for the game, as it were? Is it a challenge for you?
You know, like I said, it's a challenge no matter what, but I think it was not too much a challenge to me, because these guys are, well, they are younger than me, so it's you know, trying to get them to listen and help me out. You know, it's more the fact that the guys that are in the team, they all play for Sri Lanka. When I came into this team, I saw that, and I tried to get the best out of them to help me, so that the players that are not in Sri Lankan team, but like Darren said, the youngsters that are coming up, you know, I spoke to them and said, you know, you guys are the, you know, in the Sri Lankan national side, you know, this is playing in the club level is a good way to get the youngsters to look up to you, you know, get them to play for Havelock as well, but it's also to motivate them to play rugby, enjoy it and have fun, and also to challenge these guys so that, you know, they for the starting spot, but also, you know, to put like for the youngsters, put their hands up for selections like in the 7s, and also for the 15s.
Well, now that that's been said, my next question to you is, of course, in line with the last game for the season. Havies won the league last year, and you beat the then undefeated champions, Kandy, and which would have been quite a big deal for you guys. I know you weren't a part of the team then, but you gentlemen were. So, Rajiv, if you can go back in time, a year back in time, remember that moment when you guys took away that championship after, you know, having defeated Kandy. What was that like?
Yeah, well, it was a great experience for me, because I think that was my last year I played for my club. So to ended up my rugby with a very high note like that, so it's a good experience, as well as that's something that you can have once in a lifetime.
So once these matches are done, obviously Havelock's the games don't end there. I believe you guys go into more things just afterwards. But in terms of a sporting year, what else do you guys have lined up for you in the coming year, and what are you looking forward to? How does it continue for all of you?
Well, I think the rugby has become very busy, of course. I think when you take since 2013 June, I think after the